Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Very good. I'm excited because we're going to be visiting with Darryl Bosshardt again. I chatted with him a while back. He's got a product called RealSalt. We actually have some. Remember, they sent some over to us. It is darn good stuff. And then what we're going to talk about today is how to quench your thirst and stay hydrated on a hot summer day. And he has a product that he's going to tell us about where you can get the electrolytes back in the water. So going to chat with him, get all the details coming up in a bit. Hey, with the sun expected to grow an 11% hotter over the next 1.1 billion years, astronomers are working on ways to move Earth to a cooler, safer orbit. So
That's
saying,
a good idea.
Why don't we just...
That is such a great idea. Let's
why don't we just
totally
watch some
mess
old,
with that.
some old Wile E. Coyote cartoons
gosh.
and start thinking of ways we can do that.
The most ridiculous
Just
thing
leave it alone.
ever.
Put in an air conditioner in your office if that's what you want. Hey, a Reno, Nevada mom whose daughter mistakenly disqualified was mistakenly disqualified from a spelling bee is threatening to sue all the way to the Supreme Court.
Wow.
Her daughter was disqualified, and I don't know why, but she's making a big stink of it, and maybe she should, get the attention because there's clearly an issue there. So coming up, we're going to find out what special things are happening today. That is on the way.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Wednesday, June the 15th, Global Wind Day today, Magna Carta Day today, Native American Citizenship Day today. It's also Nature Photography Day, National Day of Prayer for Law. I think I'm going to celebrate that one right there. Enforcement. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the rest of the... let me finish that. National Day of Prayer for Law Enforcement Officers. It's so long it got knocked down to the next line.
Oh, that's
But
awesome. I love that.
I'm going to do that too.
Absolutely.
World Elder Abuse Awareness Day and a Worldwide Day of Giving. So I think we should pray for our officers. It's really sad. I keep reading story after story after story about officers that are being killed for no other reason than the fact that they are an officer of the law.
Yeah.
They are here to protect us and to serve us, to protect and serve. That's what they do.
Yep.
But right now, there's an anti-law enforcement group that are very upset because the law enforcement
Yeah, and if
officers,
you're doing something wrong, you're the one to blame. Don't go after the officers.
Yeah.
Or, just don't do anything wrong
No.
and you have nothing to worry
I'm not going
about.
to say that every officer is perfect because they're not. There's going to be some that are bad, just like
they're
anything.
bad everybody.
Everything. There's probably bad radio people. Not us,
No.
of course. No. No. But I'm sure there's one out there somewhere. I can give you his address if you'd like. No. Anyway, get out there and celebrate today. And again, National Day of Prayer for Law Enforcement Officers. I'm going to say a couple of prayers for you. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Whether you're an experienced shooter or someone new to self-defense, Front Sight Firearms Training Institute has a course for you. You may recognize Front Sight from their reality TV show filmed at this private range 45 minutes west of Las Vegas. A Diamond lifetime membership is $15,000, but we have a special price of just $3,000 available now only at radiosavings.com. This lifetime membership allows you to take over 50 courses as often as you'd like at Front Sight Firearms Training Institute. Get this deal right now at radiosavings.com.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. The doctor had just been buried. The last words of the service over, his friends and family started towards their cars. However, they stopped because they thought they heard a strange and eerie sound. It was coming.
Way.
It was coming from the grave.
No way.
As the guests looked around, a colleague of the deceased said, "It's just his beeper."
Oh, I was going to
Yeah.
say, there's no possible way anymore. I mean,
No.
you're embalmed.
This doctor was known for having a beeper, and a lot of people don't have those anymore. But he continued. He was an older guy and continued to carry a beeper wherever he went. That was the way you'd reach him. So when he died, he asked he probably asked before he died, most likely. I'm assuming. I'm reading into some of this. But he asked if he could be buried with his beeper.
That's sweet.
I think it is. But I'm wondering who was calling it. Who would be calling his beeper? Hopefully it was a wrong number.
Or it just made someone feel closer to him to be able to reach out to him and know that it's in there with him. It could have been his wife, could have been his kid.
That could be. All I know is when I go someday, I don't necessarily want to be buried with a beeper because I don't have one of those. That would just be weird to throw that in for no particular reason.
You'll want to be buried with your phone. You're never away from that phone.
I don't need to be buried with it. You can have it if you'd like it.
No, thank you.
You don't want
I don't
my
even
broken
want
up phone? Here's what I think I do want, though. I want you guys to somehow arrange for me to show up late. Just 5 minutes late. I have to. Because I've been 5 minutes late for everything for like the last 20 years. So
This is true.
Wouldn't that be awesome? I think you need to do that. So
Alrighty.
somehow. And if Heidi dies with me, whoever's listening, who is gonna put our funerals together if we're both there? We should pre-plan this stuff. Anyway, that's what I want. All I know is this guy had his beeper, and you know it's true because you heard it on the radio.
John and Heidi.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again,
844-204-1055.
and this is your brain on drugs. What do you do to get rid of a telemarketing call? Well, this guy from Sparks, Nevada thought he came up with a pretty funny excuse to stop talking to a telemarketer. He brushed off the caller by saying, "Hey, I can't talk. I'm busy robbing a house." Jason was not robbing a house.
Oh, my gosh.
It was his own house. But the man on the other end of the line didn't know that he was kidding, so he called the police. Pretty soon, Jason had the police show up. While they couldn't arrest him for burglary, he had 3 outstanding warrants, and he was smoking dope at the time, so he got to go to jail. And 2 of his friends also got to go to jail. They were sleeping at his house, and they were also under the influence. So maybe next time you don't say something like that. Hey, I'm not even the owner of this house. I'm robbing this place.
Nice.
And then the police show up, and he got to go to jail. So, yeah, bad idea. That, kids, is what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
The best way to get away with a crime, just tell the cops not to bother getting up. Well, at least that's what a Vancouver thief specializing in hitting high-end jewelry stores by neutralizing their sophisticated security systems is believed to be behind last month's multi-million-dollar art heist at the University of British Columbia's Museum of Anthropology. In this high-tech heist, he called the campus police and said, "Hey, I'm with the alarm company, and we're doing some tests, so they're going to go off here in a few minutes. I just don't want you to be alarmed. I'm testing them right now." And they said, "Oh, okay." Campus security fell for it and ignored the alarms.
Oh, my gosh.
And he stole multi-million dollars worth of art. It doesn't say how many, but a multi-million-dollar art heist. So
Wow.
that is
That's a
just
good way to...
crazy.
That's actually a pretty good
Apparently.
idea.
So can they trace the call or something? All right. We've got your scoop of the day on the way.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now your scoop of the day. Police in Connecticut, Manchester, Connecticut, to be exact, were arrested. Police arrested 2 people there, rather, after an argument at a buffet got out of hand. Police say it was an argument over crab legs at the buffet. It escalated into a physical confrontation. One of the suspects lost a tooth. What were my relatives doing in Connecticut, I wonder?
I was honestly thinking that, but I wasn't going to say it out loud.
Yeah, get over
I'm
there.
glad you said
Like
it.
crab legs. That's my crab legs. Smacking each other with the tongs.
They'll bring more. It's a buffet.
A survey of cell phone users found that almost 9 in 10 say they encounter others using their phones in annoying ways, but only 8% thought they use their cell
Oh, of
phones
course.
in annoying ways.
Yeah.
So 90% think other people are rude on their phones, but only 8% think we're rude. Like, well, I'm hardly ever rude. It's those other people that are rude. I got to take this call. Hang on a second. I try not to talk on my phone like when I'm at the store. I always think that's really rude. I'll be at the store and there'll be like somebody in front of me chatting, and then the person like checking us out is asking questions. They're like, "Hang on a second, what was that?"
Yeah.
And I'm like,
And
"Just get off the phone."
I caught myself doing that like a week ago, and I was
don't
in
do
the
that.
middle of I couldn't hang up, but I had to get out of the store.
It's where you just say,
So-
"Hold, please hold. I got to pay for my
Yeah,
stuff."
it was awful. I felt like
Yeah,
Such a
don't
jerk.
do that. Hey, 2 men were arrested at a traffic stop in Florida. They were found to be carrying 500 grams of cocaine wrapped up in a cereal box. Yeah, talk about frosted flakes. I'm not sure what they were up to there. Hey, a new underwater Airbnb has visitors really sleeping with the fishes. According to ABC, their website says you can rent rooms worldwide in bedrooms inside shark tanks at aquariums in Paris, France. The room is surrounded by the glass walls of a tank, home to 35 sharks. So you could actually sleep being surrounded by sharks.
Ha.
I don't think I want that. That might even be one of the nightmares I've had. Pretty sure. I don't think I'm going to put myself in there. Schools around the country are adding yoga programs, which have proven to help reduce students' stress and anxiety levels. But an elementary school in Kennesaw, Georgia, has decided to make changes to its yoga class after some of the parents complained about the origins of the exercises being Hindu. So there were Christian parents that said, oh, I don't know about that. So it's kind of interesting. Did our son take yoga? What was it that he took?
No, he
aerobics.
took aerobics.
Accidentally. No, the
But
funniest
he
thing is...
stayed in it because he said, hey, there's going to be chicks in there.
This is the funniest thing. He is 6'3" and very, very skinny and not really coordinated. And he was taking...
I would have loved to have watched it.
I would have too. It would have been fun. But I was like, so you took aerobics? He's like, well, I didn't mean to. Okay. Medical researchers from leading hospitals and universities across the great land of the US of A have shown conclusively that a belief in God really is good for you, making you healthier and happier and help you live longer. Duke University's Harold G. Cohen, MD, says studies have shown prayer can prevent people from getting sick. And when they do get sick, prayer can help them get better faster. After an exhaustive analysis of more than 1,500 reputable medical studies, Dr. Keening found that the studies indicate people who are more religious and pray more have better mental and physical health. How cool is that?
That's cool.
That's good news
And
for me.
I would agree.
Because I pray a lot. And the good news is, honestly, I haven't been sick in a long time. So maybe that's a good thing. Coincidence? Or not? One last thing. Swedish scientists have developed a way to keep people from remembering horrible events.
Really?
And that is the end of the story. So you'd think they might want to tell us what that is.
They forgot to finish.
Yeah, apparently. It was a horrible ending of that story, apparently. All right. That is your Scoop of the Day on a Wednesday.
John and Heidi.
This has been quite an election so far, and we've got a long ways to go. Stay informed at politicalstorm.com. It's a cool site with political news and information on the campaigns, plus a place to chime in and have a say in what you think. If you're into politics, you need to check out politicalstorm.com. Get informed from several different sources all in one place. Listen to podcasts like mine and learn about current election topics, read fun editorials, and engage your brain. It's your country. It's your vote. It's your voice. Politicalstorm.com. That's politicalstorm.com.
John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday. We've got a special guest joining us today. We've got Darryl Bosshardt. We've talked to him in the past. He's with Redmond Trading, and this is a really good time of year to talk to him because we're getting to that part of the year where it gets nice and warm outside. And as it gets warm out, we all sweat a lot. We want to talk about staying hydrated and mineralized in the heat. And Darryl knows a thing or two about this. He's a salt expert. How are you doing today, Darryl?
I'm doing great, John. Thanks for having me back on your program.
Well, we're glad to have you. And we're going to talk about staying hydrated and mineralized. Now, I've never heard of mineralized before, but what that just basically means keeping the right minerals in our system?
Yeah, keeping the right minerals and electrolyte balance. You know, when you're out sweating this summer and your kids are playing soccer or lacrosse, or you're even just doing a bunch of yard work, maybe you're putting a new roof on, your body is just burning through all kinds of salts and electrolytes. When you sweat, your sweat is salty, your urine is salty, your tears are salty, and so our bodies need to replenish this salt or all kinds of problems start to set in.
Now, I've had it before where I've been, out in the temperatures and I sweat a lot and then I'll get cramps. Does that have anything to do with that, or is those two completely different things? Maybe it's just because I'm out of shape.
Well, shape can definitely be part of muscles cramping, but outside of that, salt is necessary to keep the body from having those muscle cramps and setups, especially, for a performance athlete or a distance runner or a cyclist who are going on long events, because as the salt starts to get dropped in the body, your body needs salt to live. And so the body will start to pull the salt back from the muscles to keep the system running. Just like, when you're, out in the cold, your body will pull the heat back into the core, so your extremities get cold first, because the body will start to shut down to preserve the temperature, and it does the same thing with salt. And so as you're losing salt, if you don't replace that, you can drink all the water you want, but if you just drink water without the electrolyte, that actually can compound the problem, because you'll be flushing more salts from your body. Because you might drink tap water, distilled water, but when you sweat or you urinate, you are flushing salts. And so you have to get those salts back. The Florida Gators, they realized this. That's the athletic team down in the South, and they were out there in the hot Florida sun burning through all of these electrolytes, and the athletes were really struggling. Muscle cramps, fatigue, nauseousness, lightheadedness, all of this is symptoms of low salt. And so they created a product with salt and some water called Gatorade to aid the Florida Gators.
That is awesome.
Unfortunately, today, if you look at the back of a sports drink, on about any brand, if you look at the back of it, there's all kinds of things in there that your body just doesn't need. In fact, the second and third ingredient on most sports drinks is sugar and sugar.
Oh, no.
Different types of sugar. And then the next ingredient is artificial colors, and then you have artificial flavors, and then you do get down to the important electrolytes, but it's only after you have all of this stuff that your body doesn't need. And so you can make your own sports drink at home with, pennies on the dollar.
And I see you actually have the recipe on how to make your own sports drink, and I'm looking at the recipe here. This is very simple, but I'm going to let you explain. What do I need to make my own sports drink with really good electrolytes in it?
Well, the first thing you need to do is you need to get some good, clean water, because water is essential for life. And so start with the 1 quart of good, clean water. Now, water is a whole debate in and of itself. And so rather than, talking about the kinds of water, I just say get the purest, cleanest water you can find, whether that's a great spring water, which is what I love, whether that's a tap water that you filtered to get rid of the other things that are added to many municipal waters. But start with a good, clean water source. And then you want to add 1/4 teaspoon per quart of water, so a 1/4 teaspoon of real salt. Now, when I say real salt, I'm talking about a brand. There's other good salts out there, but real salt is a salt from Utah. It's from an ancient seabed, and this natural mineral salt, not only does it have sodium chloride, which is the primary electrolyte in the body, but it also has trace amounts of calcium chloride, magnesium chloride, these other minerals or other electrolytes that help balance the body. So a quart of water, a 1/4 teaspoon of real salt, a squeeze of lemon, and then just a little bit of honey if you like the little energy boost from the natural sweetener of honey. So that's the only 4 ingredients, and if you don't want to put the honey in, it tastes just fine without it. And so it's a 1/4 teaspoon of real salt, 1 quart of water, and a little bit of lemon juice, squeeze of lemon juice, and a little bit of honey. Best electrolyte drink you'll ever make. The kids will love it. It'll stop the cramps. It'll stop the muscle fatigue. And you'll be the hero of the soccer team.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take that recipe, and I'm going to make it really easy for people. I'm going to post that on our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show, and then I'll put a link there so people can get more information about you. Last time we spoke, I don't know if you remember, we talked about something that I had never heard of up until that point, but it was this toothpaste made of clay. Remember that? What is the name of it again? I'm trying to think of what it's called. Earth
That's
paste.
our crazy toothpaste, and we call it earth paste.
Earth
As opposed
paste.
to toothpaste, it's earth paste.
And
crazy stuff. It works incredible. You said you had a chance to use it.
yes, you guys sent some of that to us, and I've used that. It's really cool. It's the first time I used it, I was like, I don't know, it looks really weird. And I tried it. I was like, well, that's really kind of neat. And then you also sent over some samples of the salt, and we've used that. I've been grilling a lot, and I've used a bunch of it. It's very, very good stuff. So thank you very much for doing that, sir.
You're very welcome. And for any of you listeners that want a little information on real salt, it's just real salt as opposed to fake salt or processed salt or half salt or new salt or whatever. It's just realsalt.com. And there you can learn more about this natural mineral salt from Utah. You've got the recipe on your site. Thanks for putting it there.
Yeah.
And appreciate having me on your program.
Well, we're glad to have you on the show again, and thank you very much for being there. Like I said, this time of year, a lot of people are going to be out in the heat. They're going to be sweating. They're going to be losing those electrolytes right through the sweat, so they need to stay hydrated, and I appreciate you putting that recipe together. We'll make sure we let folks know about it.
Hey, thanks, John. Appreciate having me on your program today.
Thank you again. Right there, Darryl Bosshardt, and he is with RealSalt is the name of the product, but the company that he's with is Redmond Trading, and very, very neat company, a lot of really fun stuff, and I'll have a link to all of their information at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Do you buy lottery tickets? Maybe you wait till the jackpot is big, then you buy one. I was like that too. Like my odds got better because the jackpot was more. Well, I think I found something that actually will give me a better chance to win. It's called Lotto-licious. I learned about this from Richard Lustig. He literally wrote the book on how to win the lottery, and he should know. He's a 7-time lottery game grand prize winner. Richard plays and endorses Lotto-licious, and I just signed up too. I'd love it if you join Richard and I. You can play Powerball and Mega Millions without even going to the store. Sign up right now at RadioLottopool.com.
John and Heidi.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Illegible handwriting actually has a special name. You know what it's called?
What?
Griffinage. So if you write and it's terrible handwriting, that's griffinage.
Both of
Oh,
our
bunch
children have
griffinage.
that.
They think they get it from me. I have griffinage as well. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
It is against the law to stare at the mayor of Paris. I don't
Really?
know why. Apparently somebody didn't like that. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Chinese gooseberries didn't sell very well in the United States until grocery stores renamed them. Guess what they named the Chinese gooseberry?
What?
Kiwis.
Really?
I love kiwis.
Oh,
They're
that's
delicious.
interesting.
I'll tell you a smart way to eat those, by the way, because it's kind of a pain to peel them. I don't know who taught me this, but you cut them in half, take a spoon, and you poke it in behind the skin, and you just like twist it around, and the thing pops right out. Did you teach me that?
I didn't teach you that, but I mean, that's how they serve them in school. And
I've never seen it before. So you're telling me everybody knows that?
I think pretty much everybody knows.
Well-
Everybody's ever had a Chinese gooseberry.
No, they know.
Knows that.
There were kiwis now. Kiwis. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
1 pound of $50 bills. If you have a pound of $50 bills, it's $24,500.
Ah,
Yeah, I'd go for that.
I would too.
All right. Thanks for listening to our fun facts on a Wednesday.
Whether you're an experienced shooter or someone new to self-defense, Front Sight Firearms Training Institute has a course for you. You may recognize Front Sight from their reality TV show filmed at this private range 45 minutes west of Las Vegas. A diamond lifetime membership is $15,000, but we have a special price of just $3,000 available now only at radiosavings.com. This lifetime membership allows you to take over 50 courses as often as you'd like at Front Sight Firearms Training Institute. Get this deal right now at radiosavings.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday, the 15th of June. We're halfway through this month, man. How did
Isn't
that
that
happen?
crazy?
It is crazy. One of the greatest free products is available anywhere. It's healthy, it's all natural, it's organic, has no moving parts or batteries, it's non-taxable, and fully returnable. You know what it is?
What's that?
It's a hug.
I love hugs.
Hugging is healthy.
I am a hugger. I
You are.
hug everybody.
It helps the body's immune system. It keeps you healthier. It cures depression. It reduces stress. And that's not all, folks. It also induces sleep. It's invigorating, and it's rejuvenating. It has no unpleasant side effects, and hugging is nothing less than a miracle drug. Hugging.
I love hugs.
Hugging is all natural. Hugging is organic, naturally sweet, no pesticides, no
Oh my God,
preservatives.
this is getting lame.
No artificial ingredients, and 100% wholesome, Heidi. Hugging is
done?
practically perfect. There are no movable parts, no batteries needed, nothing to wear out, no periodic checkups, low energy consumption, high energy yield, inflation-proof, non-fattening,
you through?
no monthly payments, no insurance required, theft-proof, non-taxable, non-polluting, and of course, fully returnable. Because the best hug is when you give one back.
Okay.
Let's
move on.
I am not. Hey, I'm not done here. I put a lot of time into preparing that.
You did not.
I spent minutes working on this. Not available in Alaska, Hawaii, and Puerto Rico. No, they're available everywhere. Hugs are really good. Heidi is a hugger. You come from a huggy family.
I do.
I do not.
I know your family gets so nervous. It's
like, it's
They
time
see
to
me come,
leave.
I'm hugging everybody.
It's time to leave. They see Heidi start hugging her.
Especially
like,
your
"Oh,
grandmother.
I'm
She
getting out
just
here
kind of
quick."
pulls away. She's like,
She bolts. I've never seen an 86-year-old run before, but that's why she wears tennis shoes to our house. Like, what's up with Grandma? Is she gonna go sprinting
she
somewhere
didn't want
later?
a hug.
Yeah, when Heidi goes for the hug, she's got her shoes. She's prepared to run, bolting out that front door. No, hugs
I
are
love
good.
to hug Grandma.
I do too.
I know it makes her uncomfortable, but I do it anyways.
Get out there and hug somebody. It's healthy.
Hey, this is Tim from Hope and Faith Machine Works. Are you having one of these days?
How in the world am I going to do that?
Or even,
if I could just have this, my life would be so much easier.
Well, this kind of stuff is my specialty. At Hope and Faith Machine Works, we work with anyone who needs something built, fabricated, or just done right. We've done medical, industrial, PLC, and prototype designs. You can reach us at yourhopeourfaith.com. That's yourhopeourfaith.com.
Bad news for lovers of reality shows. They're about to become even more boring. Agents and casting directors say they're seeing a shrinking pool of people who want to appear on reality shows. Actors who used to do it for exposure now see it as kind of a stigma. Non-professionals are wary because too many shows humiliate the contestants. A TV Guide online editor says they doubt that there will be a shortage of contestants, but we may see a reduction in the quality of people appearing on reality shows. Believe it or not, there was a group that reached out to us at one point.
Hence the reduction in quality.
Yeah. I was like, they're really scratching the bottom of the barrel now. Now, they reached out to us about doing a reality show, and I thought that would be kind of interesting. We talked to them.
It would completely change our lives.
Because
there would be people around all the time.
People want to hang out with Heidi. Nobody wants to hang out with me. I understand. This would change your life completely. My life would be pretty much the same. Anyway, so they're saying reality TV might get a little more reality.
John and Heidi.
We have two dogs. Are our dogs right pawed or left pawed, Heidi?
I didn't know there was such a thing.
Well, there is such a thing. And if your dog is left pawed, your dog is more likely to attack you. Left-handed dogs or left-pawed dogs are likely to be more aggressive to strangers than to those who are right-pawed. Australian researchers, who had nothing better to do, clearly, tested a group of dogs to see which paw they prefer to use for basic tasks. Then they analyzed their behavior traits. They found, while there was no link with level of excitability or attention-seeking, the animals which were left-pawed were more likely to act aggressively towards people they did not know. I believe we have a dog that is left-pawed. Mandy has to be.
She's not aggressive. She wants attention.
She is aggressively trying to get attention.
Yeah, she just wants you to pet her. She'll bark and bark and bark until somebody gives her some attention, but she doesn't ever try to hurt anybody.
That one guy. We had to bury him in the backyard. No, we've never. She's never bit anybody, but she's very aggressive, looking for attention. There you go. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.
John and Heidi.
This has been quite an election so far, and we've got a long ways to go. Stay informed at politicalstorm.com. It's a cool site with political news and information on the campaigns, plus a place to chime in and have a say in what you think. If you're into politics, you need to check out politicalstorm.com. Get informed from several different sources all in one place. Listen to podcasts like mine and learn about current election topics, read fun editorials, and engage your brain. It's your country. It's your vote. It's your voice. Politicalstorm.com. That's politicalstorm.com.
John and Heidi.
If you want to have a better memory, what's your name again? Heidi. You're supposed to get married. Yeah, it says, don't forget to get married. It can help you from being forgetful. Matrimony is so good for people that it even helps ward off memory loss and dementia. Startling new facts were revealed in a study of 1,400 participants. Researchers began with a group of people in the age group of 50 or so. Then they checked back 20 years later. The results of the survey showed those who were widowed or divorced at midlife were more likely to fall victim to Alzheimer's. How sad is that?
That is sad.
Apparently, married couples provide each other with enough mental and social challenges to hold dementia at bay for several extra years. The scientists did include other factors that could lead to Alzheimer's, a devastating illness caused by a complex combination of genetics and environment. But the most important conclusion from the study are that maintaining an active lifestyle of healthy eating, regular exercise, mental challenges, and marital status lower the risk of developing the deadly disease. So, and I have that, it runs in my family. And most likely, there are times I get a little concerned even at my age now because I'm like, I cannot remember at all. I know I was supposed to do something. You're pretty good at making lists for me. Mm-hmm. You send me the story and you give me a list.
But I make a list for make lists for everything.
So I think maybe that's part of it right there because I feel like I have a better memory because we'll start talking about, we'll use the example of a movie. I'm like, this movie seems really familiar. And you're like, because you've seen it like 4 times before. Oh, yeah. That's right. I was like, I don't remember this part. Well, you were sleeping through this part last time. Oh, yeah, that's right. So, I don't know. Maybe that's not Alzheimer's, just me being a bit of a moron. But good news, like I said, if you're married, stay married because that'll actually help with your memory in later years. Coming up, we have some good news that is on the way on the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always try to wrap things up around here with some good news. I got some good news here, Heidi.
Great.
When you were a kid, did you ever want to be a twin?
Yes.
I did too.
Yeah.
Now, I know some people that are twins, and I always said, oh, man, I'm so jealous. I always wanted to be a twin. And
I know
you're
a
like,
lot of people who've wanted to be twins.
Yeah.
But now that I'm an adult, there's no way I would want to have twins.
Why is that?
Could you imagine as babies? Oh, my gosh.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Two of everything.
Says the man who didn't ever do anything with the
Well, I did.
babies.
I changed one poopy diaper. Oh. Okay,
And
it was
when one
more-
wakes up crying, then they would both wake up crying. Oh, my
I
gosh.
don't know. I suppose there's probably that too.
Yeah.
There are people listening right now that are twins, and there are people listening that are, that have twins. So you guys would know. Now on to the story that has nothing to do with twins, but it's a good news story that has to do with quadruplets. Yeah, that's 4. The identical quadruplet girls, conceived the old-fashioned way with no use of fertility drugs or reproductive technology, are celebrating a 1-month birthday. And there's a 1 in 15 million chance of having 4 babies without fertility drugs, Heidi. But that is exactly what happened to Bethany and Tim Webb, and these guys are from Alberta, Canada. The Webbs are preparing to bring home their babies from the hospital this week. Abigail, Michaela, Grace, and Emily made their grand entrance to the world on May the 6th. They did a C-section because they thought that'd be a little safer. They weigh anywhere from 3 pounds to 4 pounds 1 ounces, so they're just little itty bitty things. But it sounds like they're doing all right. And I've got a link on our Facebook page if you want to know more about that. The reason I was bringing up the twins because I've always thought it'd be cool to be a twin, but I've never once said I'd like to be a quadruplet. Why is that? I mean, it would be just as cool if you're saying, hey, I'd have 1 twin. Why not 3 more?
Right. That'd be cool.
Instead of just 1 more. So I think quadruplets and triplets kind of get the shaft on things because people don't say, I want to be a triplet. They always say, I want to be a twin. Yeah. So there you go. Anyway,
I agree.
Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.
Time now for the bonus break. Only available here on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
And your bonus break is brought to you by PoliticalStorm.com. Yeah, I know that's a little different because we've been talking about all these other folks, but this is one we got to talk about too. PoliticalStorm.com is a great place to go if you're interested in politics. Heidi, are you interested in politics?
Actually, very, very, very much so.
She is. Now, you don't know that on the John and Heidi Show because we don't talk about politics here. Guess where we talk about politics? On PoliticalStorm.com. And I get to do a podcast over there. It is really fun. I really enjoy doing that. And if you're interested in politics, one of the things you'll discuss or discover about my podcast is I don't really take sides. Now, when I have Heidi, she takes sides. And you'll clearly know exactly what she thinks. Now, I believe very similar to her, but I also believe in letting you, the listener, make decisions for yourself. If you'd like to go and make decisions for yourself and even chime in and have a say in what your interests are in politics, check out the website, PoliticalStorm.com. You can open an account. It's free. It's neat. Chime in. The election has just begun, folks. We got a long ways to go. PoliticalStorm.com. If you're looking for something fun for the kids to do this summer that will help express their creativity without creating a lot of mess, iMom has a list of 4 types of paint that you can make without creating a huge cleanup job. They include recipes for bathtub paint, window paint, mess-free finger paint, and outdoor paint. You can check out all 4, and I've got a link right directly to it at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Ever throw money around when attractive women are watching? Men? It says men are more generous when attractive women are watching, according to a recent study. British researchers found that men contribute more winnings to charity when they're being watched by beautiful women than when they're playing alone or being watched by another man. Men may be showing off to potential mates, according to the report. That explains why I'm so darn generous, because I'm always hanging around a beautiful woman. You.
Yeah.
That explains it. A Norwegian study has found that divorce rates are far higher among modern couples who share the housework than in those where the woman does the lion's share of the chores. Ooh. You hear that? In what appears to be a slap in the face for gender equality, the report found that divorce rates among couples who share household work equally was also around 50% higher than those where the woman did most of the work. Does not say anything at all about households like ours where I do all the work.
Right. Yeah, we'll go with that.
I was just going to see if you're paying attention.
Oh, yeah.
She is scrolling through something on her phone right now. Let's see if I can slide that one in. That didn't work really well, did it?
No.
All right. Let's do it for the bonus break. Brought to you by PoliticalStorm.com. Jump on the website. Check it out. If you're into politics. Here's the other thing that's cool. If you're not into politics and you're on Facebook and there's somebody on there that's talking politics, go over to that post and say, leave the politics off Facebook. There's a site for that. Go to PoliticalStorm.com. Say, shut your pie hole on my Facebook page. Don't want to talk about it. Go to PoliticalStorm.com and have your chat there. There you go. Again, brought to you by...
But that's on... If they're going on your Facebook page and bringing up politics out of nowhere, that's fine. But don't go to somebody else's Facebook page and say, don't talk about this on here.
But if you're posting something and people are dragging that into the politics, it happens all the time. I see things, our son will post something, and then the next thing you know, somehow it gets political. And it had nothing to do with what he was talking about. So if people do that to you, they hijack your page to push their candidate or to push their agenda, say, hey, not here, PoliticalStorm.com. Again, our sponsor of the bonus break.